Hello and welcome back to the Dolecast, episode 105. I've not done already since episode 100. Joined this week by two lovely guys, Daniel Quinn, Conall Rhymes. Conall Rhymes. Do you know what? As I was saying that, I went, "Is Conall or Conall?" I was like, because I've definitely called you both before. And I went,
don't even worry about it. I love it.
even though I've just forgotten already, Conall.
I see the look on people's faces, like
I'm
like,
like,
through. They're like,
it's one of them, yeah. Because I was like, might just call him Rhymes and see what happens. But
all worse. It's alright.
have you been called worse?
100%. Used to get Rhymesy.
Worst
I'm sure
Rhymes,
he's
I
pissed me
call.
off.
Worse Rhymes. Rhymes is good. I get Houston we have a problem a lot.
I think it was the first thing I said to you when I first met you.
Probably, yeah. Houston we have a problem, or Houston we have liftoff, which you suggested would be a good title for a show. That would be pretty good. Houston we have liftoff.
If you did a comedy gig and just called it "We Have Liftoff," because it would be down in Houston, "We Have Liftoff."
I'd do that to 3 people tomorrow if it meant I could use the title. Do you know what I mean?
That's your Netflix special.
I know, that's it. That's it.
Right.
Houston we have liftoff. But thank you very much for coming. Yeah, Dolecast debutantes. You boys have done a few podcasts before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Couple,
Yeah.
handful.
What have you done?
Let's see. We recorded our own that was locked away to the archives of embarrassment, to say the least. Like, what else have we
Buried
done?
away in the depths of, say, the Nazi gold. Like.
Just beside my bedside table.
When was that?
It was back in January we recorded it.
Last year, January, was it?
No, it was definitely this year.
No.
It was.
No, mate.
Yes, it was, bro.
No, it wasn't.
We recorded it this year. Yeah.
There's no way it was this year.
Right,
Was it ever released?
Listen, Daniel needs mates because he doesn't remember his life. And
Yeah.
Marty will stick to this as well. But we recorded in January, and it was a case of this editing as well because like we mentioned a lot of places we used to work, and I was like, right, we got to bleep all this out of work and let Daphne get sacked.
Aye.
But then it just kind of stayed in the back burner because we did it, and I was like, oh, I've done it, and I was like, I don't really care if anybody sees this now.
Yes.
So,
Did you have a name?
What about you? Podcast?
Oh, yeah.
What about
Yes.
your podcast?
Yeah.
But you know yourself, it's a different hassle recording.
Man.
Like, oh, we cursing this? Yeah.
Yeah. Man, tell me about it. It is see doing a podcast. It is so incredibly time consuming. People don't even realize. People just think, oh, you turn up and talk for an hour. No, you don't. It's the traipsing all this equipment in here, traipsing it back out, getting home, and then like last week. This is very techy. When Jazz was here, I got home and my computer had completely run out of memory. So it was like, you can't touch it. Every time I tried to do anything, it was like, nah, I need to quit this application because it's not working.
Give up.
Nearly bashed against the wall. But it's very frustrating. I always feel like by the time you finish one episode, you've maybe got 1 day of breathing space, and it's like, let's get the next one done, you know, which is pretty painful. It's pretty painful as well when you think, oh, I've got a really good clip here, and 300 people see it and no one else sees it again. Yeah, it's great. But yeah, thanks very much for coming on.
It's a pleasure. Well, as you said, we've both been on a few podcasts now. We both did the Four Brothers podcast.
Yes, I forgot about that. Yeah, you both did Four Brothers.
Haven't
Haven't reached out to me yet. But cheers, guys.
we collab.
Yeah,
Just hit them up.
yeah, Swapcast. A Swapcast could be done.
Yeah.
We just record one big podcast and both put it out.
I would definitely love to see us trying to walk 4 guys in balaclavas in here. Like,
Yeah, 100%. That's just up the stairs. Please take the lift. But yeah, I don't know. How long have you two actually known each other?
Back in our hospitality days.
holidays. We were both brothers in the trenches of barista work.
Aye.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, what was it? I started there in 2019. So
We'll not name the Canadian branded coffee.
no,
Okay.
no,
Yeah.
those Canucks don't need any more money.
Yeah.
No, we met I'd say about 5 years ago, give or take.
Was it 5 years?
I'd say so, but it was weird beginnings because like, obviously Daniel's like, well, you're nearly 6 foot something, right?
Thanks. I'll take it.
Yeah.
He's
I
a
was
big
going to say, it's weird because Daniel's only 60. I was like, what?
Yeah, he's nearly 60 years of age. But no, we met and it was awkward beginnings because I had like no confidence whatsoever back then. And I think we just started talking one day because I just started slobbering dude and pot wash and that was it.
Aye.
But it's just a bit of back and forth banter, and I was like, "This is going well." So
Yeah.
it's gonna keep
It's funny those
slobbering.
ones where like you meet a stranger, like especially with like in work environment, like you kind of have to kind of get to know people a bit.
Definitely.
And then once we got like talking, it was one of those like I've told you before and I've mentioned like one of those ones where you're chatting away and you realize that like he's my kind of weird.
Yes.
Like
definitely.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna be friends.
Yeah, yeah.
Like 30 seconds and you're like, you're fucking weird, mate.
Yeah.
Let's go for a pint.
Did you get to the stage where you did a lot of piss taking and work?
Oh, dude, 100%.
Man, we worked together in, you know what, I have no quarrel name in it, a Centra.
We don't work there anymore.
Yeah. So like we're
It's
in
like
the
3
clear.
years ago.
Man, the things we did in that shop, you would have got arrested.
To get the day in, you know.
Yeah, if you
take the piss and
exactly.
get the day in, like.
If they get the day in, there was one day it was around Christmas time and 3 bottles of Slur fell off the shelf. Nothing happened to them. Like they just fell. Nothing happened. And we were like, oh, those are damaged. We just sank them in the back, just in the staff room, just sank them. There was remember that like rap challenge where like you put water in your mouth. And then smack each other across the face and see who can like spit it out. Yeah. So like there's people out the back, you know, there's the queues round to the back and we're in the back we're in the staff room smacking each other with tortillas. Yeah, I genuinely some of my favourite moments have come from like workplace crack and banter.
Yeah.
You need a bit of crack to get the day in, like.
Yeah.
Because you're grasping at anything, like to have a bit of crack. You're just
100%.
like, something comes to mind, you turn around to the fella you're working with and you're like, here, did you watch that movie last night? And you're just like going, and then he's like, nah, and you're just like trying to spark some conversation out of them. Like,
There's nothing worse than like you're on with like a dead shift.
Oh man.
Honestly, I drive many times I've never driven the car off the edge of a cliff after a hard work shift. Like, but yeah, there's nothing better than working your mate. So you guys met at your job, and then did either of you do stand up then?
No.
We just talked about it all the time. That's all we did was talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm obviously really, keen on comedy, and like we would talk about comedians all the time.
Yeah.
And then was it like a year or 2 before we went to that open mic?
I think it was about a year or 2. I'd want to say because you had left. We'd both you had left working there at the time, but it was at Voodoo. Shout out, absolute cracker bar.
Okay, yeah.
I was doing a close over in Conallswater, and Daniel just hit me up like, man, I'm just gonna go for this open mic night. Like, let's just do it. And I was like, fuck it, I'll go up there and die with you.
You were both on the same, yeah. So did you just go from your closing shift, no material in your hand, just go up and just start chatting?
That's the thing. Like, to be fair, like I had this. I'm a big Norm Macdonald fan, and I had just watched him do this long joke, and I had that in my head. So I was like, "Oh, the thing with like it was very abrupt. Like we weren't on a list or anything. It was an open, but you could just go up and sign up." And it was like mind blowing to be like, "Are you going? Can I go up?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, I says to Conall, I'm going to go up and tell this long joke, and I'm going to die on my arse, but like I'm going to give it a go. And then you were like, I'll do it as well. I'll open for you. And I was like, right, you definitely got balls. Like I've got like this long 5-minute joke, but like you're just going up. I don't know what with like.
I literally just went up and did like your typical like, all right, smoking circle banter, like the stupid shit.
Yeah.
And they were all drunken idiots anyway. To be fair, love them to bits. Like that's my go-to audience, but just like terrible jokes. But as soon as you get like that first wee chuckle in the back, you're like, oh, I'm hooked. I'm hooked on this right away.
Yeah,
you know yourself. Like
I said, like if you can bottle that feeling of see the first laugh, you'd be a millionaire. Like you would literally make thousands.
See, even like I was watching back my clip from last week at Mads, and just even like the wee inklings at the start of it. Like I did my introduction and all, but I was just sort of getting into it. And I heard we chuckle at the back, and then we build up. You're like,
You're a wee mad scientist.
Like,
here we go. Excellent. Yeah. So you both did the same open mic together, and then when was it?
Like 2 years ago, like 2.5.
Yeah,
2.5 years ago. Voodoo. Yep.
Yeah. And then just went on from there in terms of starting comedy.
Well, I would say Daniel you really got stuck in right away.
After that, I was like, there's an open mic scene. Like, I was not ignorant, but like I just didn't know about the comedy scene. Like I went out and seen comedians and all, but then you start to see and learn that there's a comedy scene. Like you know yourself, it's like this exists, you know, and it's out there. And I went out and like looked around, Googled, and found Pavilion.
Yes,
and you know got the meet Luke McGibbon. Shout out to Luke. You know he's the man on the scene. And from there we got on to Pav, and the rest is
history.
Yeah.
What bother sense?
So you did Pav first, and then how long after did you sort of then jump into it head first?
See, because Daniel obviously, I was at a really stupid point. I was just like, I don't know if I can do it because I had nothing really going on at the time. I was like, no, I'll maybe think about dipping my toes into it. But then I did one night at Pav. It was a newcomers night, and I never forget this. William Thompson was MCing, and I actually remember the day it happened. Did I ever tell you this? The day it happened, my housemate's cat ate a bee. And I remember just thinking that day, like I had to dash out like 300 quid worth to get the thing seen to. The stress was flipping going off me. I'm like, this is a sign. Like I can't do it. I'm not gonna do it anymore. I was looking at my notes from the like all my set. Like I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. And then I was just like, you know what? F it. Just sucked it up. Went up. Yeah. The first thing I did was like gave a shout out to William Thompson. And I was like, oh man, I love your podcast. And that just started getting it going. Like got the crowd going mental. Yeah. And after that, it was just couldn't stop doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
too much fun.
So my first night at the Pav, William had just come back from New York, and like had got off the plane, and he wasn't in the lineup or anything, and we walked in, and the chalkboard was out. I said William Thompson, and then beneath it was my name, and I was like, no, I don't know about this, and I was like, oh no, and then but yeah, just like I really like the Pav. Like I know some people say like it's a difficult room. I really like the Pav.
That exact same thing happened to me. Like when I eventually got the spot at Pavilion, like showed up like a bit early. I'm going like, oh, who's all the comedians? Oh, nice to meet you and all that there. You know what I mean? And then Luke was like, oh, hi Daniel, nice to meet you. He was like, oh, I just to mention everybody, Shane Todd's going to come in to do like a quick 5 minutes. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, tonight? And he's like, oh, he'll be up. And then like, Daniel, you're on after him or something. I was just like, serious?
Sound.
I was just like,
No pressure.
Yeah.
right, that's class. Like you get to see Shane Todd, and you're like, I have to follow Shane Todd. Like
Yes.
it's
It's a good feeling, but it's a weird feeling as well. Like I remember just thinking,
I wouldn't
this
mind-
isn't
I'd love to
good,
do
but
it
it's
now.
also cool to be. Yes, it's also
But
cool to be
your
like
first
we're on the
times,
same.
you're
Like
going,
yeah.
Jesus, can
Yeah.
you not throw me in with the
Yes.
friggin-
Nosebleeds.
Even
like,
Oh,
come on,
even a
give me
couple acts after or something like that. But
Yeah.
speaking of first gigs, so you remember when I turned up the mountains for the first time?
Yeah.
About 4 hours before it started. So like John had told me to go. John had been on the podcast, and he was like,
Devlin?
yeah, and he was like, listen, I was waiting for Pav, and he was like, you can just turn up the mountains, like you may as well. He said, you can just turn up, and I was like, right, I'll turn up, and I was like, what time shall I go down? He's like, be down for like 5. So I turned up. I was like, doors don't open till like 7:30, but
Yeah.
I turned up. There was obviously I didn't know any comedians there, so I was just like, just said to the guy at the bar, comedy, and he was like, I think there's one guy up the stairs, and I was like, right, okay. I went up, and it was you standing there, and I was like, here to sign up, and you were like, sure. You were like, yeah, sure, come back at like 5:45 or something. And I was like, right, and then I nearly didn't come back. I was like, right, I went back to the car and was like, I could just drive home, and nothing would happen. And then John was actually on that night, and he texted me, he was like, you come back? So I came back, and you were back there again. I was like, I'm back for more.
Yeah,
it was
that's
weird.
right.
It was weird because I was like,
No, fair play.
yeah, it was just like, because you were setting up at the time because Sean was away,
Aye.
and yeah, it was just, yeah, I was very keen, very early, very keen.
Yeah. You need to have those nerves. Like I think you need to have them to
100%.
kind of care
100%.
about it.
I think definitely if you don't have nerves, or well, you can have little nerves, but like if you've zero nerves,
You're a sociopath.
yes, it's probably not
Yeah.
good. It's probably not good. You probably need to have some sort of like,
You gotta have a wee bit of anxiety about you. Like,
yeah,
you have to. Like, I've
100%.
personal
Yeah.
experience. I've had those gigs. Like, I do it all the time in Mads. I'm like, you know what? Let's go up tonight and just have a bit of crack.
Yeah.
And you go up and I was like,
Yes.
that did not go
There
well
was
at all.
one night I went up. I had done really well the week before, and I was like, same material, here we go. And I think it was a wee bit of cockiness to it. I was like, I'll go up here the same as last week, this'll kill. And I got nothing. And I was like, I'll never be back.
Never again.
Yeah, it was brutal. But yeah, it's so you boys have been around the block more than I have in terms of gigs and stuff. Yeah.
I'd say, like, if you were to get like a map of all the Northern Irish scenes, we're kind of like a shard against the board. Like, we've hit all the main points. Like, you know what I mean? We're getting about there. Like,
Yeah.
Do you have a favourite room?
Maddens. It's always got to be
Well,
Maddens. Like,
shout out Derry Comedy Club.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Honestly, it's the
Madden's
best.
is there's something about it, and then you start to learn like see the low ceilings and all. It really adds.
Yeah.
You know the atmosphere. It's great. It's pretty much perfect for especially when you're starting.
Yeah, because I remember thinking like I like the idea of the Pav because having a wee bit of a stage because it's like it feels more like a performance, and I remember thinking I don't know, Madden's is very intimate for like first gigs and stuff. Then you get there like and it's a really nice intimate gig, like it's really you're just chatting away to people and stuff. Have you ever had any proper stinkers? I ask this to everybody, like, but
I would say that last one on Bangor was fucking doozy. Like,
Aye.
I text you about this on
We're going
Instagram.
next week. When is
Are
this
you?
going out?
This will be out on Wednesday. Wait, so yes,
But,
you went down to
that was
Bangor.
no,
Where was it?
should we say?
Yes, we'll leave it.
Aye.
Yeah.
So it was, and
If the video is still on our chat, I'll show you it after. It was like you'd posted something on your story, and it just seemed mental. Like
I
it
think
just
I was
Aye.
the rapper.
They had like, it was like a Britain's Got Talent kind of a thing, and there was none. Like, especially in the audience. Like, I mean, I don't know. I kept thinking like, banger. You could tell it was like, so this is a banger crowd.
Yeah.
This is different to a Belfast crowd.
Yes.
I was just like thinking something.
Some guy rapping or something.
Something in their water here. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. They all had like this strange. It was just the setup was terrible. The setup was honestly awful. The stage was right next to the front door.
Right beside the entrance. Like,
so stupid.
Everybody's walking in and out.
And it wasn't like it was like an open bar, and people are at the bar ordering drinks, and then there was the acts were like right there, and you were like expecting the whole crowded bar to shut up during the acts, and you're like, this is near impossible. This is not. They're not really going to care as much as the acts as they are getting a drink.
Yes,
like,
definitely. It seemed crazy. Like, I've talked about this before. You seen the video of Will Ray at that?
Yes,
yes. That was it. That was how. No, he went on later in the night. The fucking first 3 acts were all comedians, so I had to go up first, and I was just like, I feel like I'm at the chopping block here.
Yeah,
I was just sitting talking and like trying to spit my bullshit, and there was a crowd, like 3 guys sitting beside me. They were just like talking away. I'm like, here, it's not a fucking panto. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
I think as soon as we set foot in the place, we all looked at each other and was like, shit.
Remember, you guys were at Madden's before, and then we're leaving to go.
Yeah, we went from. At least we had Madden. Yes. It wasn't a totally failed thing. We had Madden.
I think that's class. Like going to like 2 gigs one night. That's brilliant. And then I saw it and went, I'm actually good. I'm happy enough.
Yeah. But they're doing a comedy orientated night, like stand up night. So I think it should hopefully go. It blends more better, like, as opposed to just like everybody get up and do whatever they want.
I do gotta say as much. Shout out to Mac Tyler, the MC, because he was like a captain at the
first life.
Literally, he was like, he kept going like he was like one of the judges. So it was like him and 2 other people. He didn't add anything or whatever to the show whatsoever. That was the weirdest part. After every single act, he was like, "Well, tell us about yourself." And just like, what?
Well,
he did it after everyone after me because I just got off stage. I was like, "That was terrible." I'm not speaking to you, but God bless him. Every 5 minutes, he was like, "Everybody at the back, shut up!" And it was just, oh man,
trying to tell 200 people to shut
up. I know
up.
It's brutal. I'll say this. So nothing I like more is an after gig feed. What is your go-to?
Well, I'm on a diet, thanks. But I went to the gym every morning there for 5 days, and so I've been really trying to like work on it. But I mean, Chinese usually, like, you know, chili chicken, salted chili chip, and curry. Yeah. Right, it's a weekend. Diet's over for the weekend, like, so.
Get one leaving here today. Yeah.
I love a Chinese. Like, I think Chinese probably be my favorite kind of meal.
Personally, I'm a slut. Like, I'll be like saying my goodbyes.
Nothing to do with food whatsoever.
Just I'm a slut. I'm a total slut for a Domino's. Like, I'll be saying my goodbyes at the gig. Like, if you see me at Madden's, I'm like, got one hand over the back, and the other one's just like typing in my order.
On the order, and at the minute, on the app, $9.99 any size pizza collection. Did it after work the other day.
I'm not really a fast food guy. Like, I'll never like die by the sword for one. But like, if I seen a Domino's driver getting assaulted, I'd probably have to step in. Like, just out of allegiance, because I wouldn't still be here to this day without Domino's. You know.
Yeah.
You can get better pizza, like, but because they're open till like 3 a.m. or something. Are they still open late?
Yeah. The one I'd get from's open like 4 or something like that. Yeah. What's your Domino's order though?
Oh, dude, I'm a bit basic. It's like, honestly, this like pepperoni, salami, chorizo, deep thin crust, extra cheese, chicken tenders, Frank's hot sauce.
Yeah, big meat feast.
Fucking go wrong with meat feast.
Yeah. What sauce did you say there?
Normal sauce. No, if you're a cretin,
sauce,
I'm a barbecue guy.
You barbecue?
I'm a barbecue guy.
Domino's barbecue is pretty decent. Like,
it is. It's very sweet. Yeah. Like, there are times I'm like, I'm gonna be sick, but
dude,
it's lovely. A bit of stuffed crust, the dip as well.
Oh boy,
get one
later. Just
tune on this fat talker, but the dough balls.
Oh man,
the pepperoni dough balls.
The garlic bread.
Oh mate.
Oh yeah.
The garlic bread.
I took your advice. I was going to London the other day, and just before we went to London, I was like, Domino's.
Yeah,
that was good.
Yeah, but if I'm usually I did something very piggy the last holiday I was on, which was got a Burger King in the airport, and then got a plain burger for the plane. Not as worth it as I thought it would be, but I remember being on the plane. We were coming home from Spain or something, and just sitting on the plane and being like, I have a Burger King in my bag. Whopper, get the Whoppers out. But yeah.
Gotta be careful whipping out Burger King on planes these days.
Yeah, yeah, true. Had the crown on and everything. Yeah, that's wild. But yeah, I'd probably Madden just too close to City Centre McDonald's.
Oh.
There was a couple times I was like,
Yeah.
triple cheese. But yeah. McDonald's is good. I'm trying to think of what I've only really gone for McDonald's. Every time we've gone to the pub, we've ended up the car's done that thing where it takes us to McDonald's.
Stop doing that, man. Yeah, Night Riders taking us straight to McDonald's, like.
See, it's always people say food after it, but see, to be honest, like I'm probably the only smoker here. See, after a fucking gig, see if you smash it, especially just sitting outside the back.
And yeah, very
You
baller.
said feed, but like pints after a gig. Get pints that they go to, like really. I think, like,
I remember there was one day, I think it was before the gig, and you were like, "Yeah, I'm not really drinking." And then later on the night, I just saw you the pint. I was like, "Yes."
The amount of times I was like, "No," I would go up sober pretty much most times, and then it's like, "No, I'm not gonna touch it." And then like as soon as my spot's finished, I'm like,
he's done the stairs. But yeah, there was I can't remember what I was gonna say. There was a time after a gig, where we ended up in McDonald's, and I was dirty with it. Like I can't remember what it was. McDonald's doing this like 3 for £3 thing.
Yeah,
dangerous. Any 3 items in the saver menu for £3, man.
I got that the other day as well.
Yeah. After the gym.
What's the weird thing you used to do with cheeseburgers?
Man, so I was slagged for this.
Still is.
So
Yeah.
you get 2.99p cheeseburgers.
Right.
You either eat the baps or discard the baps of one of the cheeseburgers. You get the meat and the cheese from the cheeseburger that you've discarded the baps from, and put them inside the other cheeseburger. You now have a possible. Well, if you're going double cheeseburgers or single, you either do a double cheeseburger or a quadruple cheeseburger for like £3.
I got their quadruple Big Mac there a wee while ago.
Quadruple Big Mac.
I know it's like the Big Mac is like
A
looked
big
at as like
burger.
going, whoa, look at the Big Mac, and you're
Yeah.
like, you've doubled the size of it, and it's like get the new double Big Mac, so it's like a double burger,
Yeah.
and you're like,
They do the chicken
like,
as well.
where does it end?
Yeah, I know. I remember going on a youth camp a couple of years ago, or it must have been like 6 years ago now. And we were going to the cinema. Before they took us to McDonald's, we were like, "Listen, get what you want," and they just dropped the 20 McNuggets, and I was like, "Yes, 100%." I was still picking how many dips I wanted about 5 years later. 20 McNuggets are good. I'm not a big spice guy. They did the spicy McNuggets a while back. That's not for me. I won't touch that. You know, if I eat a mild chicken curry, I'm done for the day. Like, but the other week we were at the Black Box,
Yeah.
and I can't remember. You'd parked your car, and then we were standing beside each other, and you just went. You were looking at your phone, and you just went, "My car's got to." You just went, "My car's about to get clamped." And you just sprinted out the door.
I've only had the car a couple of weeks, and I've only been driving for a couple of weeks there, and yeah, like that was my first time parking in one of those like pay to park, like what do you call that, like show and pay?
Pay and go, whatever. Yeah.
And like I paid for 2 hours, thought it was long enough, but the show went for like 3, 4 hours. And I just realized, I'm like, am I forgetting something? And I was just like, look at the time, and I'm like, whatever.
It was like he was like a banker that had to move assets. He was looking at his phone and just went. He didn't no further explanation other than my car's about to clamp. He just ran out the door. I was like, all right, see you in a bit.
I got video tips to return here.
Yeah. He just literally, it was very pavement.
To anybody else, it looks like you got.
Yeah, he just ran away. I may as well tell this story. I work in a cinema, as you guys know.
Yeah.
And the other day, some girl was in watching Kneecap and pooed her trunks. No.
I heard that movie was like, but that's
she decided to do it.
Dirty protest.
Yeah, she walked out of the screen, and I wasn't like looking after the screens as in one of the shops. And I just heard her saying to someone like, "Can you open that toilet door for me?" And
So you say, well,
like,
did she sort of just?
Yeah. She did. She kind of waddled over. It was dripping down her leg. It wasn't actually, but she was sort of waddled over. And do you ever get in SpongeBob the really highly detailed pictures? Like they'll do like the odd frame of like a smell going into someone's nose.
The air hunter.
That was it. It was like proper, like it punched me in the face, and I was like, "Oh, that is wild." And then it was like a disabled toilet, so she closed the door, and then 20 minutes gone by, but she told someone she didn't feel well. I was like, she could have died in there, like, and I'm sitting, hey, sweet salted mixed popcorn, and all this. So I was like, I don't know, should I go and say to someone or not? But she didn't die. But she left, like, the smell and the scream was like diabolical. It was.
Do you just decommission the chair after that? Or?
Well, I don't know. Well, I was gonna say to them, listen, we should cancel the next showing because this is wild. Like,
that smell-o-vision in these cinemas now.
Yeah, yeah.
5D.
Have you? Oh, I said this jazz last week. Have you been to the 40X in Cineworld?
Yeah.
What'd you go see?
I've been there twice. The first one I seen was Scream, and it was just like every few minutes, just fine. But we went to see Godzilla versus King Kong, and it was insane.
That would be a big one for
red.
40X.
It's the 3D. They still can't work out 3D. See those glasses? It kind of ruins the film.
Yeah.
But the seats and all were class. Like,
We went to see The Flash in 40X.
Only way to make that film bearable.
Man, that film was awful.
I kind of liked it.
Couldn't do it, man.
I liked it. First viewing.
I liked it.
First viewing, I liked it. And then I was like,
It's one of the ugliest films of all time.
yeah. Are you,
Saw Twisters in 40X.
Yeah.
That was great.
I heard that's really good, actually. Yeah.
yeah, he's a big advocate for 40X Twisters. Which I can see what I like.
I wouldn't recommend watching the film any other way, to be honest.
It's good, but they should have a pre-warning. Like, don't bring any drink or anything into the fucking.
Or having
Jesus,
Nando's or
yeah.
something beforehand.
Oh, it is
Don't
a
do
bit
it.
much at times.
Don't even.
Do you remember the time I snuck Nando's garlic breads in Aquaman?
That's mental. That's
we
fully
went, so
mental.
we Cineworld, and then obviously there's Nando's downstairs. And we were getting to the stage where we were late for the film. Aaron's always like, oh, we've got plenty of time, and the film starts in 33 seconds. And but I'd ordered, you know, Nando's do those like loaded fries. And I ordered 2 garlic breads because I just presumed you get 1 singular garlic bread, but it was 2 servings, so you got 4 garlic breads. So I had 2 extra garlic breads, and the film started. I was like, I don't know what to do here. So I wrapped them up in their Nando's napkins. I was trying to do some sort of funny joke when Nando's and napkins couldn't get one. Napkins, and then took them up the stairs. Yeah, I'll just move on to the rest of the story. And
More like Nando's.
guys, thanks for letting me try some new stuff. I found it really funny. I was at you the other day saying to me. So I think it might have been Shane Todd or someone was over in America doing like all his best material, and it was dying. And then at the end he just went, "Thanks, let me try some new stuff, guys." But took these garlic breads up to Aquaman 2. Awful film. And just midway through, munching on garlic breads. Would you boys be big like superhero film guys?
I mean, the Marvel universe. Like, I've watched everything. Like,
Yeah. Have you seen the new Deadpool?
Yeah.
What do you think?
What was on my birthday? Came out my birthday. It was the best birthday present I've given myself ever. It was such crack.
I'm gonna exclude myself here. I just seen Wolverine versus Deadpool. It was good.
It was
good.
No,
I think I can definitely see what they're doing. They're just like, right, we're gonna give all the normies here what they want. But personally, I felt they kind of fell off about like. Do you care about spoilers on here?
It's been out for a couple of weeks now.
They
themselves don't care about it anymore.
I think that's so fly. The trailers have spoilers.
I know.
Like,
They're all
See, that's the thing. Like, I was supposed to see it with my friend because she's diehard, but we just never had the proper time, like, to schedule it properly. So I hadn't seen it for ages. So I've seen all the spoilers, but see, up until the point, I enjoyed it, but I felt like it was all this build up for like a punchline that never came. As soon as they met like Elektra, Blade, and Gambit, I'm like, right. Now we're getting stuck in the movie. Yeah. What wacky adventures are coming up next? We're gonna go kill the bad guy.
Yeah,
like, oh, all right. Are they gonna do anything?
Yeah, probably not.
We're gonna wink at the camera, and that's all you're gonna get.
I thought it was really funny.
It's hilarious.
Really funny.
Out of the 3 Deadpool movies, I could not stop laughing.
Oh, probably the best, right?
Yeah, I thought it was like so funny.
After punchline.
The joke about Hugh Jackman's divorce, like I could not stop laughing.
Oh my!
Bash. Do people still say Bosh? I don't know. Bash. Guys, we're back for this week's ad read. Guys, you already know the story by now. If you've been listening to the podcast for the last number of weeks, you'll know that the podcast is proudly sponsored by Great Outdoor Barbecue Co. Guys, I've said it for a couple of weeks now. Unfortunately, summer's over, okay? Very disappointed, I know. But it does not mean you have to stop barbecuing. As we speak right now, I have a pizza oven down the stairs, firing up, getting ready to put a pizza on for myself. Now, where did I get that pizza oven? Not Great Outdoor Barbecue Co. And I tell you what, I'm kicking myself. Do you know why? Because I've looked at the Great Outdoor Barbecue Co. prices, and let me tell you something. Go Barbecue has better prices. See if something happened to that pizza oven outside right now. You know, if someone took a baseball bat to it, I know I'd be going to get a new one.
go barbecue. Like, they're not the only barbecue places in the land, but they may as well be. The others can close up shop. You know, sometimes, you know, there's definitely, you know, certain companies that they're like, oh, come on down, take a look, and we'll sponsor the podcast. And I'm all, yeah, 100%. And you go down, you're a yes man for half an hour, and you're like, oh, that's brilliant, guys. And you walk away going, fleeced. Not with Great Outdoor Barbecue Co. Their stuff is legit. They're legit. Their prices legit. Get in and get amongst it. Back to the podcast.
Me and my brother Colin
Yeah.
brought our girlfriends to watch it, and even they loved it. Like, they're not really into it, but like my girlfriend Neve was like laughing at all those inside jokes about Hugh Jackman and his wife and all. And I was like, I didn't even really get it. I was like, oh, did they divorce? And she was like, yeah, they're divorced. That's why it's funny. And I'm like, what?
But it was recent. Like, it was less than a year ago. So I was like, that is wild. And then, see, I mean, we're just going straight in like nerd talk here, but you know, I kind of love it. Doesn't really happen that much in this podcast.
I try to do a bit of film talking sometimes,
Listen,
and I'm told it's too.
Years ago, there was a complaint about too much film chatter. So we brought in a bell to be like, anytime someone talks too much, we hit the film bell. But you know what? Boys are off the leash today. We're just gonna go for it.
You're working at cinema, like,
Yeah, I mean, that's it. All I do is talk about movies. It
was absolutely hilarious, but like just from like a comic book side kind of vibe. I'm just like,
yeah,
you're going to introduce cool characters like that, like Blade and all them ones. Like,
yeah.
Give them and do something.
Yeah,
I get like the nostalgia of having them like, oh, motherfucker's always trying to ice skate uphill. Like, oh, that's great. Have a cut it in half. You know what I mean? That's all I want to see.
I'll have to bleep this out, but I've told you this already. So Blake Lively obviously is Ryan Reynolds' wife.
Yeah.
And It Ends With Us just came out.
Yeah.
The Blake Lively one. Firstly, that is if a cinema worker is watching, I'm sorry, I haven't to endure the tragedy that is It Ends With Us. Every screen is sold out of this movie. Like, it's done 10 times better than Deadpool and Wolverine. It's actually wild. And
compared to their budget and box office,
it's crazy. Like even I'm working tonight, and every screen will be sold out.
Is that because of all the drama?
Basically,
about
the book and stuff.
Yes, I thought it was a rom-com. It's about domestic abuse. So I was kind of watching it. Me and my girlfriend went, and I was, oh, this is great and all. And then she gets whacked, and I was like, right, okay.
Is it like tasteful, or is it just sort of like alluded to?
No,
straight up on screen.
Bang.
Tasteful?
I was like, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
is it tastefully done? Like, make sure it's cinematography's on
Sean
point.
Connery.
bit of shadow work or something. Like, is it static or we doing POV? Like, what's going on?
Yes, I know what I mean. Is it like?
It's like
Is it like GoPro footage?
exactly. But like,
POV.
what was it? I think we were joking about it at the Christmas party for the comedians. It was like we were talking about Sopranos. Like, that's a perfect example of it. Like, one scene they're like, "Hey, Gabagool," and the next just like, bam,
Yeah.
like,
Was
whoa.
it like? Is it? Do they just straight up show it, or
out
is
of
it like?
pocket, yeah.
Yes, or is
You know
it
what I mean?
like the door closes and you hear a couple of like crash
Exactly.
bang pows?
Exactly.
Adam West Batman like comes up on the screen. Bang! Crash! Attack!
You just see the silhouettes in the curtain. Bang.
But it's a tragedy for everywhere at the minute because it's just constantly sold out, and you've like all the book clubs coming with their wine to like come and you
Always
know.
based on a book.
Yeah. So but Blake Lively said in one of her interviews, like, oh, like, you know, Ryan Reynolds wrote a couple of scenes in It Ends With Us, and I write stuff on all his work. I saw something on Twitter. I'll have to beep this out. It was just someone said it's Blake Lively whispering in Ryan Reynolds' ear, and it's like, make Blade say her. I thought that was so funny. It was so funny.
Drop that hard R.
Yeah, I caught me off guard before. I was like,
No, I was just
that's wild.
It was.
Yeah, I really like Deadpool. I'm trying to put myself in Kevin Feige's shoes. Kevin Feige is obviously the guy that runs all like the Marvel stuff, and like obviously you had Kang, who's this big like the next big Thanos guy, and then
He's gone.
He just decided to also domestically abuse women. So he was like, well, can't have you running about causing them muck. So see you later.
But like, not in the comics.
Yeah,
That's not the comic.
Bad guy, but he's not
he's
that
bad guy.
bad.
He was like, hold on, man, chill out.
Hey, this is
Method acting, you know.
know.
That DC joke, Deadpool Wolverine.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
That you know, that's the one thing that I haven't spoiled really. I know Henry Cavill spoiled it himself. Never mind, it's out there. That was cool.
Seeing Cavill on screen again.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah.
He got done so dirty. Like,
Dude, it breaks my heart. Like, see, between like Superman and then like The Witcher and stuff, like he just loves what he's into, but they're just total.
they're just like, I should not do that. Did you see Black Adam?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I thought, see, to be honest,
It's just
it
unnecessary.
was a fine film. It was fine,
unnecessary.
but it was like, see, if you just swap that out with like any other action hero, any other kind of character, if they just made The Rock a character, like a
yeah,
wrestler.
it's
You know what I mean? It's a random
Yes, I know
superhero
what you
name.
mean. Yeah, I know
it
what
would
you
have been a more interesting film if it wasn't The Rock. Like
Yeah.
like you kind of realize it was like, oh geez, The Rock can't act his way out of a paper bag. You're like, this is. I've seen him in like he's kind of entertaining and other stuff, but it's like it's just
yes,
too bland.
he's very. I just look at him and go, oh, it's The Rock. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not looking at him going, you're
Aye.
playing.
Have you seen the
whatever
new
characters.
A24 film he's in there?
Yes, he's playing a wrestler.
He's playing a wrestler, and
way,
like
really?
it looks like he's actually like.
If you
he's
can,
not-
try and find a
he's-
picture.
Yeah, I'll get a picture up. He's wearing a wig, so he's
Yeah.
not looking like
It's not
himself.
bald. Yeah. What was I going to say there?
Did not see him in an A24 film.
I know.
It's like a super serious scene. He does the wee eyebrow. Like,
Yeah, the smolder. Have you seen the Iron Claw?
no,
Yes.
not yet.
Oh, man.
I heard a lot about it, and then I was like,
Yes.
yeah,
We went to see
sorry,
it.
that's him there.
such a
He's looking different, like,
He's looking different. He's
I'm
looking
pretty sure I've seen him wear that exact wig, like an SNL skit.
probably. What do you think of Rob Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom? No?
Nah, man.
No from you?
Not for like.
I think like because if it's like comic accurate, like not I don't really read the comics,
Neither,
but
yeah.
if it's comic accurate, then at least they've got something. they've got
Actually,
they have a leg to stand on at least. But if it's not, then
If they just do it's Iron Man, but he's Doctor Doom, I'll not be happy. If they actually do like
I'm
this
the
guy's
Doctor Doom.
I'll be happy. Well,
I think I'd be okay with that, but if it's just a case of I was Iron Man, but now I'm all about Doom.
yes,
but isn't I think that's where the origin is from, that an Iron Man in one multiverse
was
becomes
Doctor Doom. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
That's
That's,
right.
I mean, how many viewers are we losing here by talking about this? But
Do you know what I mean?
it's-
I'm committing to it. Yeah.
that's one thing. People that are talking about that just discovered that happened. As soon as he was like revealed as like, oh, I'm the Doctor Doom, they're like, oh, that happened like 40 years ago.
Yeah.
It's fine.
This happened in a panel of an offshoot comic that no one liked.
That that never got published. Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know. It feels like a desperate attempt to like save it.
Yeah,
Personally,
I know.
it totally is.
Yeah.
My biggest issue with Marvel films, and it's been like this since fucking day one, like since Iron Man, like
Yeah.
they keep killing all their fucking bad guys. They always kill the bad guy.
Yeah.
It's like imagine being like 6 or 7 years of age again, playing with action figures. Like, right, I've got Doctor Doom, got Iron Man here fighting. I've just played with him. I'm gonna him away and never use him again.
Never touch him again.
That's why
Yeah.
Thanos was like such a big bad. Like it was a great build up, and he had 2 films. Like,
Yeah.
That's all I
Back to
needed.
back.
You got so many
but
great
I don't
ones
think
you
they'll
just
get
don't use.
any better than that. That was cultural.
Yes, I remember where I was. Like, I remember sitting in the movie house, Glen Gormley, about to go into midnight, about to go into Endgame. Oh man,
Dude.
having a wee collector's cup and all. I was like, that's
Right,
cool.
rock.
I was had we Iron Man.
Shout out to my brother Colin, who wore Marvel socks just for the night. He was like, "Look," I was like, "All right, Colin, you don't go too mad." Like,
Shit, like, Colin.
Constant, like pure cosplay. Your brother's like, here, check it out. That's
the
one of you.
well, we
We
went.
talk about
Yeah.
Rogue One.
Rogue One. Oh yeah, we went to Rogue One, the Star Wars film at midnight. It's a brilliant movie,
So good.
and big Star Wars guys as well.
not huge myself.
Yeah.
I like the good ones.
Jazz is more of a Trekkie, should have said.
Jazz, really? Star Trek. I feel like you need your parents to be in the Star Trek to get into it.
Yes, I don't.
You know?
You know, all I know is like live long and prosper. Not really. That's She
Why
couldn't
one?
do that. She was like, but yeah, we went to Rogue One at midnight. Really funny because there was a guy walking up the stairs with like a loaded tray, tripped all everywhere before the movie started. But they had like the
Lightsabers.
lightsaber. Darth Vader was out and everything. You know.
2 other guys, stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Which are
Oh, they were lads that just turned up. 2 lads just turned up in stormtrooper costumes who were like sitting watching the
but
movie.
not like like Toys R Us stormtrooper costumes, the
Ah,
half
right.
masks.
You went, "All right,
Like this, the
lads,
kind of like what is it, bodysuits?
Yeah, you can see the neck and stuff, and you're like,
leave it out. You know.
I appreciate those costumes, but I always hate seeing them online.
Yeah.
It's just always like, become a cosplayer today. It's like, no, I'm not gonna stick a condom on a helmet.
I nearly got seriously cancelled a while back. We were at the Comic Con
Yeah,
here,
Oh yeah.
and all the Gotham cast were there. Yeah,
All right.
I got David. What do you say his last name? David
Doris.
Mazozo or whatever to say Dole.
which one's that?
Bruce Wayne
Oh, really?
got him to say Dole. It's in one of my YouTube videos. He's in it. Basically, obviously they're like, don't be filming unless you're paying. So I had like I had voice memos on my phone and sent my mate Ben like ages away and was like, just film me from a distance, and I'll have my phone and I'll be recording, and I said to him like, oh, you're enjoying Belfast. He's like, yeah, it's pretty good, all this stuff. And I was like, you heard about like what it means to be dull? And he was like, no. I was like, nah, you're pretty dull. Like, it's pretty good. And he was like, oh, that's good. And he was like saying dull back to me and everything. I was like, he's like, is it a good thing or a bad thing to be dull? I was like, no, it's a good thing. He was like, yeah, it's very good. I was like, next time you're out in Belfast, be shouting dull at people and stuff. And so I hope he's out there saying dull in his day-to-day life.
Next to mirror.
That's what it was. So basically, went to the Comic Con and basically slagged everybody off that was there. It was a few years ago, and like, don't get me wrong, I'm a big nerd, love all that stuff. And then there's some people that just lose around themselves at these events. You know, there was a guy in a Power Rangers costume that I particularly poked a bit of fun at, and then basically this kind of semi blew up on TikTok. Video got a lot of views, and I started getting like roasted in the comments. People proper attacking me. Actually, a comedian that is on the open mic scene, this is well before I did stand up, actually commented. He was kind of slagged me off a little bit. I'm not him, but I'll put it this way: he was someone that before I started stand up, I was like, I hope I don't run into you, because you'll definitely recognize me, and I don't want that to happen. I'll tell you after who it is. But I still haven't met him, so it's not. It's no one local. Well, he is local, but like I haven't met him. But basically, this guy walked past in like excellent Mandalorian armor, like really, really good cosplay. Obviously, he's wearing a helmet. He finds this video. Basically, he walks past, and I went, oh, look at that, whatever. And he found the video, and he commented, and he was like, you have 24 hours to take this video down, or I'll be contacting my solicitor.
This is the way.
Yeah, this is the way to a lawsuit. I was like, basically, I was like, you can't even see your face. Like, how, I can't even tell it was you. You're wearing a helmet. And he was like, 24 hours, or I will be, contacting my solicitor. If you've seen the video, sorry, we were talking about this last week. If you've seen the video of the guy, he's on like a train. If you can try and find it, I don't know if you can.
He's like
and he's
villain,
like yes, villain monologue.
Like.
He sounds like a James Bond villain. He's like, they have 24 hours to respond, or we will be blowing up all the BMWs in Cambridge, whatever it is.
We're all getting smoked.
It is brilliant. Like, it's so funny. Yeah.
The message, give them the message. They have got 24 hours to respond. The guy who designed the Mini and the X5 needs his royalties. If he's not paid, we will start by blowing up all the BMW showrooms in Britain.
In Britain.
Is he on the phone or having an episode?
He's on the phone, just being like, he's 24 hours to get his royalties, or
probably talking into a banana. Just like
on the sauce. Clayton, I got that right. But man, I'm joking. See, I'll cut this all out. I'll come back in here. So Marvel.
Marvelous. No, that guy sounded evil as fuck.
Yes, he did. He did Doctor Doom. But yeah, man, I love it. I'm big into Lego.
Lego?
Yeah, I'm a big Lego.
I can never do it. I can never.
Man. I got a.
Like, do you have a lot of Lego? Is it like
a lot of Lego? So basically, when I started going out with my girlfriend about 5 months ago, and like.
And you still got Lego?
And I still got Lego. She buys me Lego.
Still have a girlfriend?
I've been able to mold her and be like, listen, Lego.
I'm bricked up right
so,
now.
Yes, some new stuff. So I was basically I said to her, like, listen, I'm just got to preface this. I'm big into Lego. I'll show you it after. There's just like a huge Daily Bugle Lego set. It was like 270 quid, and I was like, ding. Yeah. It's the price of Lego is wild, but I love it. Plastic figures now. Yeah, brick by brick, and have all that, and like it's literally my guilty pleasure. Obviously, the I'll let you know a secret. The main set of this podcast is in my bedroom, so that's why for like guest episodes, I'm kind of like, yeah. We'll go into Belfast and do it as opposed to like my bedroom. Yeah.
Just do a video of it sometime.
Yeah, I might just do it. We should
just make me minifigs.
Yeah. So I then made a Dole Lego sign. So that's in the set there. Lots of Marvel Lego. Yeah. Oh yes, getting sued. That's what I was talking about. So this guy was like, "You have 24 hours." And I basically remember thinking, I'm gonna end up in court here for this stupid YouTube video.
Viral.
I did. I had to blur it out. I'd probably take it down now, like unblur him and be like, "You go, mate." But Yeah, it's wild. I like the hate I got on that video.
I think it's kind of deserved, to be honest.
Oh, it was.
You were
like,
playing a character of yourself because it's like you obviously do.
Bad. Like
You know
I
what I mean?
was just slagging everybody around me. Like there was, people were having fun, but like my dad would say this when we go to Disneyland: people lose running themselves. People have jobs and they're running about with their wee grits on their shoulder and all that, and all this stuff. And you're like, you have a job to go back, even 9 to 5. People had lost run themselves there, and I was like, it'd be funny just go make a wee video, and it turned into like I got serious online abuse.
Which one was it? Was it the one here or one in Lisburn?
One here. Oh, Lisburn. Sorry, yeah.
Lisburn?
Yeah.
Oh, did you go last year? Was it?
2 years ago.
All right.
Were you there last year?
I went my first one last year.
Yeah.
I was literally in cosplay.
It is
as well.
Aaron's a god. Like it's
But
genuinely a
you
good event.
What do you call the red one?
Like the Darth Maul Mandalorian troopers.
We'll save some pussy for the rest of us.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Death
sick.
Watch?
Death Watch or whatever it
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
sick as hell.
The red ones. Yeah.
It was actually outside. I was sitting down and we were walking in here. I actually seen a guy outside here once dressed in like full ODST armor. And then see the Comic Con last year in Lisburn, like the many people in cosplay, it's insane. Like see I love, like I know I was kind of a bit like I hate the bodysuits, but like see like handmade shit. It's so impressive.
Yes.
Yeah,
See, it's
yeah.
good cosplay. Like you gotta applaud it. There's a guy. There's Predator and.
A lot of predators at Comic Con.
Yeah, sorry, I should specify. Predator from the movie Predator, like the alien, as opposed to just a predator.
Like Jeffrey Dawson wasn't walking around. You know,
Great cosplay, lad. Yeah.
That's great, man. Pair of glasses and yeah,
our glasses and a £500 fine. Say
yeah. Do some work, Jeffrey. But not anymore. But
It's not true, Jeffrey.
that. So good.
It's not true, Jeffrey.
oh dear, sorry, Jeffrey. Not at all. But yeah, when a good cosplay is genuinely one of the most respectable things on the planet.
Breathtaking.
Sometimes I'm like, you have made next to no effort and you look ridiculous. The money that they charge to meet these people is next to insane. Like it's crazy.
It's insane. Like
Keith Gillespie, Northern Irish footballer, was there the year we were there. So like you had like Batman or.
What was he dressing up as? A footballer?
No, just literally he was signing autographs. So the tables were like all these people from like Vampire
The Gotham
Diaries,
cast and-
Gotham,
mhm.
Keith Gillespie,
Murr from Practical Jokers was there.
Murph from Practical Jokers.
Right.
So he was just there like
And Keith Gillespie sitting.
Murr,
on
who do you
the-
think we're going to fight, Wolverine or the Flash?
all this, like, but like he didn't like. He was big money, I think, Murr, wasn't he?
Oh, 100%.
From memory.
It's 80 quid for a picture or something.
Some Walking Dead people were there and stuff,
Serious?
and then you just had Keith Gillespie in the middle being like, I kicked the ball around the field for a lot of years for this country, so
That's all well and good. What's better, adamantium or vibranium?
yeah, 100%. I love him. But yeah,
Debatable.
it's. Do you think so?
Oh my God, we're getting the
No,
medals.
here we go.
Jesus
Here. Oh, adamantium or vibranium? I mean. Do you think?
It's always this top trumps of like, what fuck? It's always down to the writer anyway.
Have
Who gives a
you
shit?
seen the podcast on TikTok? It's called like the Escape Pod podcast, and they
Escape
lose
Pod.
their minds at like stuff like that, like adamantium or vibranium and all this stuff. And
See,
like
like-
it's all made up, lads, isn't it? You know.
I used to be a real Discord twat back in the day. Like, I used to work nights and just go on and play like whatever people online. Like these arguments people have, like, you can beat them all in one simple question or one simple answer. It's like, oh, what about this? What about that? It's like, who's writing it?
Yes.
Done.
We
Easy.
once had a huge. Like I'm a big Last Jedi, not fan, but like I like the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Not a fan at all.
I mean, just to say it like yourself, I like the good ones. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
No, I get you. Honestly,
Right.
it has those moments in it, like. But Star Wars as a whole is just sort of
Star Wars as a whole, it's strange. Do you watch the Obi-Wan Kenobi show?
liked it. I liked
Liked it?
I like it was one of those ones like they should have just made that a movie. I
I
think.
like bits of it. I
Yeah.
like bits of it. I like the fights.
Mhm.
I like Darth Vader just snapping a kid's neck. I nearly said choking a kid, so I'm glad I didn't say that.
Calm
I've
down,
just said
Jeffrey.
it now. Jeffrey. Darth Donaldson.
Admit you did it, Darth Vader.
But yeah, it's like, man, see those Disney Plus shows.
Some of them are just total hits or miss. Like, honestly, like the newest one, Acolyte,
Oh,
it's been
man.
cancelled. But it's like I do agree with some of the debates online. Like, it should have maybe give it like another season to get its legs.
Yeah.
But there's
Then
just too
at
much
the same
pressure.
time, you should just do that in the first season.
If,
As well.
if you're pouring like $180 million into it in the first place, you're getting nothing in return.
Yeah.
Generally,
Have either of you seen Long Legs?
not yet.
I've been meaning to see it because I hear it's like really scary, and then
It is quite
Nicolas
scary.
Cage in it. Like, it's not very publicized that it's Nicolas
Yes,
Cage. He's the
like,
bad guy.
and you can't
He's-
really tell. Well, once you know it's him, you can sort of be like, Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage. But like, he's not really. he's unrecognizable in the
Right,
role. If
yeah,
you didn't know it was
that's
him,
what
you'd
I've
have no
heard,
idea
yeah.
who it is. Got me a lot. Like I was really quite scared of it actually.
Yeah. I was listening to your podcast with Jazz,
Yeah.
and you sound like you were shitting yourself there. Like,
I genuinely was. We went to see it. It's not. I hate stuff that could happen in real life. Do you know what I mean? And like,
Must be a very anxious person.
I am a very anxious person. Like I hate, like if it can happen in real life. Like I went to Florida in the summer and I was on the roller coasters there. I just remember thinking like, I can't fall out of this. Like I would always go on them, but I was like, I could fall out of this. I could.
yeah.
Roller
I
coaster
think
guy.
that one.
I did a bit recently because I was in Spain there. What do you call it there? Portaventura, yes.
Ferrari land.
Yeah, I
Near-
seen that.
yeah.
My hotel was facing it, so I seen that thing go up
Yeah.
every day. I was like, you mad bastards. But we went in, the biggest roller coaster in the place, like an Indian name or something.
Oh, is it?
The
It's not the.
The chicken
It
tikka.
used to be the biggest roller coaster in Europe.
My mind was going
Is
like
it,
that.
it's in that park.
Yeah.
I think I did that. It's like the. It's in the Asian style. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So I went with my girlfriend
being
and
very
her
vague
family.
there.
It's in the Asian
style bit.
Yeah, I'm not picking anywhere. I'm just saying it's vaguely
It's
Asian.
somewhere in Asia. Yeah, yeah.
But it was the biggest roller coaster
Yeah.
in Europe at one point, and my girlfriend's uncle was like, "I wouldn't mind going on that." And like everybody looked at me to be like, "Look, well, Daniel will get on with it." And I was like, "Oh, off."
Yeah.
Like I was shitting myself, but I was like, "All right." And then sure, you know yourself, like the big queue up and all.
Yeah.
But then they have the wee tester chair. There's a wee test chair that you have to test first of all before you line up. I get in it and I think straps into me and it's right up to my guts and I can't breathe and I'm like, and it just about clicks and I'm like, I don't know if that's all right. And then my uncle's like, I'll keep you sweet and pulls me out of it. And we're queuing up for like 2 hours. Queuing up for
2
this thing.
hours?
About 2 hours.
Fuck that.
I'm not even lying. It says like 3 hour wait and we're like, oh sure, but it took 2 hours.
Yeah.
And we get up to the thing and I'm myself going like, I don't know if I should be doing this, like, and I get into it, and my uncle gets into it, and I straps into me, and then like the fella comes around to like test all the seats, and he checks that one, and he checks that one, and he gets to me, and he shakes, and he goes, "Oh," like, I'm not even joking. I'm like going, "What's wrong?" And he's just like, "Oh, it needs to go back further," and I'm just like, "Well,
It's not going to.
I can't," and he's like, "Can you sit further back?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Oh, I don't know." And I'm like,
I don't
"What
know.
the fuck are you talking about? Let me out. Let me out." And then he
I
was just
don't
like,
know.
"Oh, are you sure?" And I'm like, "Am I sure? You man, like, let me out of this fucking thing." And he's like, my uncle's like, "You alright?" And he was like, he's asking me if I'm sure. Like, the freaking lock doesn't work. And he's like, "Oh, okay." And he's like, "No, stop there, Ryan." Everyone, like, he fucking starts pulling me out of the thing. And I'm like, God, my uncle. My girlfriend's uncle, his face looked up at me and he was like, "So, here, well, if you're leaving, will I leave?" And I was like, "You're alright, mate, you fit in, you're grand." And
Did he go?
He went by himself. God love you, Brian.
Is it the white one? And it's like on like a green track or something?
It's like a bar that sits up.
Yes,
right up
yes.
on you.
So when you're
And it
going
goes
up,
you're
your
in like an
legs
egg
are-
cup,
yeah.
like a big
Man.
fucking egg cup.
It's like it's not the one.
It's got one loop to loop.
Yeah. So it's like normally you feel like really strapped in. It's just back to your hair, and
And
then
your arms totally free.
yeah, your arms
I
are totally
hate
free.
that.
Fuck.
I love
we
a roller
were at the
coaster that
very,
comes
very,
around
very
I
front
want to be
as well.
locked in
So
like
we were just
Han
like,
Solo
Yeah,
carbonite, like doing that
100%.
makes sense.
So like you said, oh, I could fall. It was like it's likely I'm gonna fall out.
There's one in Florida in SeaWorld. It's called the Mako, and it's just like a big metal cylinder, and it goes to like here. And again, and not this year when I went, but the year before I'd gone, I hadn't sat in the seat proper. Like it's quite stressful when you get on because it's like, right, this is you, get on, we're about to go here. And I sort of was sitting too far forward in the seat. I was like, I should probably go back a wee bit. Then it strapped you in. And I was like, I'm not as back as I could be. Do you know what I mean? And I went and I just thought, I'm gonna die here. This is the end of Daniel Houston. Houston, we have a problem.
We have left off.
Yeah, Houston, we have problems. Not a bad one either for first time.
we
Show.
have a
Probably done to
problem, we
death,
have
but-
left off.
Yeah, Some
Touchdown.
other-
I don't know.
some
What
other-
else do you want?
I think
Small
we have a
steps.
problem. It's funnier.
What one?
I think we have a problem.
We have a
It's
problem. Yeah,
funnier. It's
Houston,
like,
we have a problem.
like, he's gonna talk about his problems.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, and then I got up and be like, oh yeah.
Call it ground control.
Yeah, ground control. Major Tom. Just do all the lyrics of the song every year. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I would love to go again on like a holiday that's very roller coaster based, but I need to feel safe. That's my one concern.
See,
You know.
roller coasters are loads of fun, but like if you're sitting waiting for 2 hours for a ride that you didn't even get on, it sounds like it did. To be honest,
Oh,
I know you did
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's
Oh, it was a
like
total waste of time. Like,
That's great
Good
sitting
fun.
down there. No, I don't know. I'm kind of like yourself. Like as soon as I get on a roller coaster, like I like to feel safe. But at a certain point, when you've reached like velocity, you're like, if I fall off, I'll die instantly. It's fine.
100%. If you're like, there's a certain, as soon as you start going, you're like, I can't really turn back now. If it's gonna happen, it's
Yeah,
gonna
it's
happen.
peaceful,
You
like,
just
it's
gotta,
tranquil.
you just gotta go. I feel a lot more safe when it comes down here,
aye.
because I'm like, at least if this opened or something, I could try and grab on or something. If it opens here, I'll like just levitate off the seat. Like,
Goodbye.
but yeah, you recently, keen of segues, did Madden's with Mickey Bartlett, Darren Matthews, and Aaron Butler.
Yeah, aye.
What was that like?
That was nice. At the RE Comedy Club,
Yep.
I was named Comedian of the Month.
Woo.
Yeah, that was fun. Thanks very much. Shout out to the lads. You
Yeah.
know, and yeah, got the spot at their big night on the Friday. There, it was just a couple of weeks ago. I'd really planned the set as well. Like I did a few weeks of doing the set, and then I thought like I'm pretty sure I've collected all my some of my best bits here,
Yes.
because Mickey Bartlett's like, I mean, Aaron Butler, Darren Matthews, all the lads, like, I mean, they're all class, but like Mickey Bartlett's like a top dog. Like he's probably my favorite comedian in the country. Like, so I was like, I gotta bring out the big stuff here.
You gotta,
like, as
you
good
want to
as I
impress.
can.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think it luckily went really well. It was a lovely crowd, like really nice crowd. It was packed out, and they were really nice. But yeah, it went really, really well. Everybody like congratulated me after it and all. And Mickey when he went up, he was like, fair play. And then he did a bit about me during his set. It was funny as fuck. All right, so we were wearing the same shirt practically.
Yes.
This was the thing. And he was like, fuck, he could be my stunt double and all this here. And I was like, oh yeah, we're wearing very similar shirts. And Mickey Bartlett did this bit. He was talking about Trump and getting shot in the ear. And he goes like, oh sure, I've seen worse, accidents in an ear piercing studio, like what do you call it there? Ear piercing studio.
Claire's?
Claire's, yes. He was like, I've seen worse things in Claire's, and he's like, I'm sure you're all wondering like, what's Mickey Bartlett doing in Claire's? And then he's like, oh, you'd be walking past and be like, here, is that Daniel Quinn? I looked at everybody, I was like, he said my full name. Mickey Bartlett said my full name. I was like, that was a win for me. Like, but no, it was a class
But
night.
good gig, yeah. Madden's has been packed out recently.
Love it,
Yeah.
man.
You know,
That's it.
because like being away over the summer, like I've talked about this before on podcasts, but like missing, like you have like a FOMO from it. You're like, I'd love to be there. I'd love to be there.
Every single Madness I miss, it's always a massive upset.
Yeah,
Like, are you
because
serious?
I've
Oh,
been
you filmed
I've
a video
been,
or
yeah,
he once showed up.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
I haven't been in like 3 weeks. I'll be there on Tuesday, but I was like, I need to get back because I miss it. Like,
See, I think that's the thing you were saying about like the scene earlier. I think I was speaking to Craig Brown, Big Craig.
yeah.
We actually recorded a podcast last night, just for a bit of Craig. We were talking about the scene. I think people have this kind of assumption that like it's really hoity-toity, like, all right, this is performance, but like it's pretty much just like a football club. You just show up every week and get to know people.
Yeah.
It's a bit of banter. Everyone wants to go and
you
have fun.
see, especially at Madden's, you see the same faces a lot. So it's helpful to like.
Yeah.
You definitely can, and certainly I found this like I was extremely nervous for a long time, but doing stand up put it off a lot, and then I found it very welcoming.
Yeah,
very very welcoming.
A lot of like old faces, but even the new faces. Like once you like be like, oh, you gonna try it? And you're like, oh well, you couldn't pick a better place. You
Yes,
talked
you
up.
genuinely couldn't.
Yeah.
Like it's very easy to just turn up, do your stuff, and then
Yeah,
Plus, it's really easy to integrate yourself into the scene. Like, even you were saying about John Devlin, like his first night at Madden's, like we were all in like a circle of comedians talking, and I just noticed him. I was like, you're a funny guy off TikTok. He's like, yeah, let me introduce you to everyone here.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's simple.
Yeah. And that's
Easy.
literally you'll just get introduced to everybody. And like even the other week there was guys came down, they were doing open mic as their punishment for their fantasy football.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was so funny. Like I was on after him and I was thinking, this is hard to follow because everybody's like proper loving this. And then I noticed like they had a guy on FaceTime who obviously wasn't at the open mic, but they were like, this boy needs to see this. So they had him just watching the full thing. His boy sitting in his bed like, ha ha ha. But stuff like that I find hilarious. Like, but it just shows you that you can just turn up the night and just do it.
yeah. Like I tell everybody, like especially new ones, and I remember like John Devlin. Like I thought he would be like totally like because he's like
Confident, yeah.
he's such a like a comedy kind of personality, but like he was like saying like, oh, I think I'm a bit nervous, no. And I was like, mate, have you got stuff to say? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, you need to go up and say it. Like, if you've got stuff to say, you'll regret it if you don't.
John will tell you that himself. Like you'll find him out before, pacing the streets. But it's because he knows he's got something. So he's like, I just need to know it so that when I get up there, it's swaz.
Sure, what was it? Sean put up that video last week of flipping me doing pacing back and forth like a psycho.
Was there guys? Yeah. Did guys walk behind you during your set?
No, I literally. This was like it was great. It was hilarious in the moment, but I literally got up and I was like, you know what? Because I've been off it for a while because of work. I've been flat out. Like, you know yourself, you miss like 3 weeks of comedy.
It's
like
brutal,
it's like
especially when it's once a week. If you're not free on that Tuesday,
it's a nightmare.
It's another week you're waiting. Yeah.
That's the thing as well. That night it was packed out because people just walking past in the middle of every single set. But the fact that they had the confidence to walk past me, like I pure sent it that night. I was like, what's happening?
Yeah.
And just standing right past me. It's like, just give me 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Give me literally 5 minutes.
But like you can definitely find a way that isn't behind the person performing. Exactly. I was like, seriously.
I was kind of hoping they were going to do it like in the middle of my set because I could have addressed it, but they did it as soon as I was introducing myself. I was like,
oh, so you couldn't even be like,
what the fuck?
Seriously, ever had a bad heckle?
To be honest, we don't.
Doesn't really happen that much in Madden's, really.
No, Madden's is one like it's usually just get people who are steaming, and it's like, calm down,
just stop talking,
stop talking, bro. The worst I ever had was like I emceed Black Box once, and it was just some Americans just talking shit. I never just looked. I'm like, mate, what was your name again? Jack. He's like, yeah. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, I was so tired. I was like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I remember in Madden's one night, it was, remember the fella and your woman, they came a couple of weeks and he did a couple of weeks with the guy with the glasses. He looked like...
He looked like a skinny Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yes.
Yeah.
This guy, they were on stuff.
Right, okay.
But they came a couple of weeks and like 1 week they were like chatting away and then like really loudly. And then I went up to do my bit and I was doing a bit about the internet. It was crap. I didn't do it again. But like they were like, here, we like the internet. And I was like,
we like the internet.
Like, do you I was like, do they even have internet where you're from? Like, you know, and they were like, wow. Like, it was,
what was wrong?
I don't know, they were on stuff. I don't know what.
They were like,
yeah.
I'll say like your man. It was during the break one time, and like they were chatting through everybody's set.
Yeah.
And we went out for the break, and we were outside, and this same fella came up to me, and he's like, "Hey mate, do you think it'd be okay if I smoke my pipe out here?" And I was like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I'm not your friend. Like I'm not your friend, and I'm not the police either. So if you get scooped, I'm not with you, mate. So best of luck. Do whatever you're going to do." But
I missed the day when like some boy got glassed outside Man's, remember?
Oh yeah,
I just remember
that was hilarious. It was like a solid it was a solid minute.
That was so funny.
No, it was a solid minute.
Attempted murder.
It was a solid minute of just pure concern. Everyone is like, oh my goodness. And then like 2 seconds later, just like bang, and the glass is gone, eh? And it was just immediately everyone started ripping into the poor guy.
What a waste of Guinness.
Oh yeah, that's what a tight 5 will do to you. But yeah, thanks so much, guys, for coming on.
How's it a time already?
That's it. We've hit the hour.
Pleasure.
I'll see you on Tuesday, and
Yeah.
I'm in a coffee shop right now editing this week's podcast, and the last minute of audio was cut out. So we'll just wrap it up here. Thanks to Great Outdoor Barbecue Co. for sponsoring the podcast again. And thanks to Daniel and Conall for coming on. And we'll see you next week. Goodbye.